Hi, I'm Annabella Bonella, Managing Director of Climate Science and Operations at the Intech Center on Climate Adaptation. The Intech Center is housed in the Faculty of Environment at the University of Waterloo. In this video, I'm going to share a little bit with you about the Intech Center, but also all the resources that we have created to help municipalities reduce risk from extreme weather. The Intech Center was established in 2015 to deal with climate adaptation. So when we look at climate and what to do and how to solve our problems, there's mitigation, which is reducing our emissions from greenhouse gases, and there's adaptation, which looks at how do we prepare for the extreme weather that we're experiencing due to climate change. When the center was established, we started with looking at flooding. Flooding is one of the costliest and most expansive climate hazards that Canadians experience. We then added wildfire and extreme heat. Wildfire has slowly risen to be one of the costliest as well, and extreme heat affects our lives and affects our population.
The infographics that we develop for residents are divided into 3 different steps. The very first step is maintain what you've got at least twice per year. The second step is complete simple upgrades. And the third step is complete more complex upgrades. Let's look at an example through our 3 steps to cost-effective home flood protection. For step 1, residents are encouraged to just maintain what they've got. This means that they don't really need to spend money and can do the actions themselves over a short period of time, such as over the weekend. For example, they can clean out their eaves troughs. This will remove leaves and allow water to flow. They can test their sump pump to make sure that it is functioning, so if a flood does occur, the sump pump will turn on. If we look at step 2, complete simple upgrades, this can also be done by the residents themselves, or they may need a little bit of help, but they'll have to spend some money, usually anything under $250. For example, they can disconnect downspouts and extend them 2 meters away from the home so that water flows away from the foundation. They can remove obstructions from the floor drain, or they can install and maintain a flood alarm. Flood alarms can cost anywhere between $20 and $200 depending on the type. And finally, for step 3, residents can complete more complex upgrades. Some of these include installing a rain garden, for which many municipalities provide a subsidy. It can also include correct grading to direct water away from the home, or installing a backwater valve. By dividing our infographics into 3 steps with different costs, residents can all do something. They can all find an action on here that will lead to resilience. And by completing just one action, residents will find it more encouraging to complete others on these infographics. We encourage you to check these out today.
For municipalities, the Intech Center has developed the Municipal Flood Risk Checkup tool. It's a self-assessment that can be found on our website and downloaded onto your computer. It has 50 questions that will help you determine how prepared you are for flooding and the actions that you can implement to reduce flood risk. At the end of the self-assessment, you will receive a scorecard. On the scorecard, you'll find where the gaps may be in your community. This scorecard can be easily used to communicate to people such as council or other members of your municipality on which projects should be implemented and which areas should be prioritized. Ideally, the checkup is completed collaboratively with as many people as possible that work in flood risk in your communities. The self-assessment will help you look at mapping that's available. Will help you look at buildings that have experienced flooding in the past, so infrastructure. It will also help you look at systems in the community, for example, telecommunications or food systems and how prepared they are. This is why it's ideal that you complete this with as many people as possible that can bring information to the table. Through the Municipal Flood Risk Checkup, you will learn not just where the risks are, but where you can implement action. In collaboration with the Federation of Canadian Municipalities Green Municipal Fund, the Intech Center developed 9 training videos to help you complete the Municipal Flood Risk Checkup. These videos are available on GMF's website. They'll walk you through step by step on how to complete it and what you can do with those results. I encourage you to check out the training video series today. In addition to the Municipal Flood Risk Checkup, the Intech Center is currently developing 2 more tools, one for extreme heat and one for wildfire. For extreme heat, the self-assessment will look at how prepared cities are across Canada to the impacts of extreme heat. Here, it will also look at equity-deserving populations, infrastructure, systems and services that are available to citizens to be able to reduce their risk from extreme heat. When we look at wildfire, it will be a scorecard. The scorecard will be based on the FireSmart 7 disciplines. Some of these, for example, are vegetation management, education, interagency cooperation. This one will be closely based to one that we did release recently, the Alberta FireSmart Community Scorecard. The scorecard will be a self-assessment for communities to determine just how prepared they are to wildfire. With both the extreme heat and the wildfire scorecards, communities will be able to use those self-assessment and results to prioritize funding and projects in their communities to reduce risk from both of these perils. We encourage you to download our free resources from our website, intechcenter.ca, and keep up to date with the Intech Center by following us on LinkedIn and signing up for our newsletter. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out at our email address. Thank you.